Did you get any gifts from a gacha? No, I didn't ask for any. Well, Airi actually, when she heard that I wasn't rolling a gacha for myself, sent me a very nice gift card. So lots of love to Airi. I'll be going through my Digimon collection later just to see if I have anything that she wants. That's another thing. I think I've gotten very close to Airi this year. So that's one thing that I'm pretty happy about that 2025 brought is new friendships. Lucky you. Yeah. She's very sweet. She's very sweet. And I feel like when we're together in person, it's really fun because like we have a lot of the same comical, over the top reactions to like light, just like regular everyday things in life. Like the way we will react to good food is the same, stuff like that. So talking to Airi more and spending more time with her has definitely been a highlight of my year. She's a veteran of the Corpos Wars too. Yeah, that's the thing. We can like bond really easily about our work life experience. Cute. Did you ever collab this year? I don't recall. I don't do a ton of collabs in general. Yeah, trauma bonding. No, I mean, okay, I guess it's traumatic for some people, but for us, it's like that's just life. That's just life, man. Like when a lot of the scene is really young, but I think one of first lessons one should learn as an adult. One of the first lessons one should learn as an adult is you don't work to fulfill yourself. You work to survive. And I think that's something that like me and her both have bonded over and understand. So it's nice. It's nice having someone who gets that, I think. Yeah. Work is for making money for our hobbies. Yeah, you know, and other things like rent. Also, I think we both started working. At similar times. So a lot of our expectations for the workplace are a lot more closely aligned than, let's say, like someone who's just starting out in the workforce now. Because now there's like this expectation of like work-life balance and what constitutes as like a bad workplace and whatnot. And it's just like, man, if you kids experienced the sort of environments that we worked in when we were your age, you'd never complain again.
Saint Peter, don't you call me? I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
I know it's such a boomer thing to say, but yeah, totally agree. That's a good thing. I started working around 9 years ago installing flooring. I still believe Airi's day job is categorically evil. Well, yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that sentiment. But then you also realize that, like, if that is an example of evil, a lot of kids' complaints aren't real. Was cutting grass before I was in middle school. Is she getting good pay at least? I don't know. That's her business. Like, VTubing, agency VTubing, all things considered, is pretty straightforward stuff. I see so many of those posts of like, oh, agency's bad. And like fundamentally, I get it. Like you want the people you're supporting to have like the best possible environment. But like so much of it is just like normal workplace shenanigans. It's a nice fantasy though. It's a nice fantasy that out there there's just workplaces that are so idealistic that they take care of not only your financial needs, but also your mental health ones, your physical needs, and so on and so forth as well. VTuber Corps, I would assume, is at the end of the day no different from a normal corp. I mean, it's just startup companies, right? The majority of English speaking, even on the larger scale, right? Like Hololive, Niji Sanji aren't old companies. They're not these huge conglomerates. Relatively speaking, they still fall under like smaller corporations, I would say. So if you account for that, then Phase Connected is still startup size, and any agency smaller than Phase is, you know, very, very, very small startup size. Like, I would say Phase is like a startup that just recently got its bearings together. Yeah, some agencies genuinely feel like mom and pop businesses. Isn't Niji Sanji and Any Color owned or at least invested in by big dogs from China? And tech companies that take investments can still be considered startups. I've worked at plenty. like the scale of large corporations is just so different. But yeah, if you've ever worked for like mom and pop businesses, say as opposed to, I don't know, a Walmart or like a major retailer, you'll realize there's like differences, key differences, just in how like it's run and expectations, right? Of a small all mom and pop store, like you don't show up, you screw over the whole business for a day. Walmart, it doesn't matter as much. It's just things like that. I worked for a family business as a kid. Growing up, it's very different for sure, right? I say it's a culture thing, when absolute size determine if someone is a startup. Are you more Wolf of Wall Street or more 1970s IBM? I mean, culture, when you scale, things do have to change. You can't just expect things to run exactly the same way once you start scaling. Do you think there would ever be a time where VTuber agencies would cap off the amount of talent? Yes, because you have to just scale with growth, right? I think if your company is seeing low growth, like your existing talents haven't been growing for a year, you're not making money from them, it's probably some companies will risk it because they just want their 1 in a million, but I don't think it's necessarily good or a feasible bet to make, you know. Gotta give that marine clone. I mean, it depends on a lot of things. Growth, cash flows. Let's say if you have a lot of managers, what managers are up to, because you don't want idle hands. Master, and thank you for $5 Dizzy. You consider now that FaZe is considered the biggest Ian-based VTuber corpo that the Sphere is watching carefully. Seems like a lot of pressure. I don't think about it. I've never really thought about it in that way, in that regard. I kind of just, you know, like I want to play my stupid little games, do my stupid little skits, do my best to grow, obviously. I have my goals. I have the things I want to achieve, and I try not to think about it too much outside of that. There's an unrealistic expectation that some VTuber corps are more than a regular corp, as if they expect if you screw up in a VTuber corp, they won't fire you when a normal corp would. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like there's a lot of young people in this scene. There's a lot of young people. You're a pretty niche VTuber, in my opinion. I'm not, it's because I'm not cute. It's because I'm not very cute, isn't it? Wrong? I don't know, but it's like VTubing's changed so much, even in just the last year or two, that I think it's hard to constitute what a quote-unquote regular VTuber is these days, because the audience has changed too, and their expectations has changed. York Weebus, thank you for becoming a love bug. Thank you. It's all over the place now. Yeah, I think part of it is like a lot of VTubing feels really shaky. Like it doesn't exactly feel like stable work for a lot of people. Even if it is, and I get that. I do understand that sentiment. But I think a lot of VTubers want to go towards mainstream content creation. Without understanding that, like, this has always been a niche. This has always been a niche. Which, for me, I got into it because it's a niche, and it's a profitable niche, and it's a niche of things I like. I typically don't watch regular streamers very often. But for those who, like, you know, have lofty goals and dreams, I think oftentimes they'll prioritize the mainstream. Which there's merit to it. There's merit to it for sure. Just for me specifically, like in regards to me being a niche content creator, like yeah, I think I am, so a little bit by design. Demonio, thank you for $5. Hey Dizzy, is a VTuber's power level their viewership or the number of marriage proposals they receive? I think a VTuber's power level is by how dumb and cute they are. I never watched streams live before VTubers. No, same. I just never got into the culture. The dumber you are, the cuter you are, and therefore the higher power level you have. And that's why FaZe girls are so fantastic. How's it feel to be smart then? Don't know, never been smart a day in my life.
My fellow brothers, in the face of our common dangers, in this winter of our hardship, remember these timeless words, as we can.